Hey, welcome everyone to our special presentation of Skottie Talk. This is episode 15. I'm Dustin, and I'm joined by my partner in crime.
Yep, be me, Tyler.
It'd been great if everyone could have been watching about 5 seconds before that timer happened. I had a roll of Christmas paper where I've been wrapping gifts on my table, and I flung it across the room, and just paper, as a nice little stream of paper went flying everywhere. So what a perfect way to start the Skotties.
That's great.
For anyone new that may not be familiar with what the Skotties are a presentation / celebration of everything in the Skottie-verse from the year of 2024. The first annual one was done last year, pre-recorded, and it was before Skottie Talk existed, and it was just me solo. I think I told Tyler it took 5 or 6 tries of me going over and over again. So this time we're doing it live, and I've got my buddy to help me out here, so it should be double the fun.
That's what I'm here for. So, like you said, partner in crime and partner in Skottie Talk. So
that's right. And we got Seth in the chat. So welcome, Seth. Happy
always
Wednesday.
Good to see you, Seth.
And real quick, everybody that's in the group that's been watching, I hope everybody's been enjoying watching the CGC sketch / remarks come in. They have been outstanding this year. And yours was no exception. It was great. I love the Haunted Mansion.
It was really fun. Especially again, it's so nice being so close to them. So, that shipped and only took like a day or so to get here. Because again, they're only like 2 hours away, give or take. So, it was nice to see that pop up on the doorstep, and I swapped it out for because I had it previously the 9.8, so I swapped it out for the remarked one.
Yeah, everybody is extremely happy with them except Seth, and his are still stuck in quality control, limbo / purgatory. So
hopefully tomorrow, definitely no fun there.
All right, without further ado, we'll kick off our second annual Skotties. Before we get into the awards, we want to make sure that we are sponsored by Chili's, fun, fresh, flavorful, and I love my Chili's. Real quick, the awards to go over. There's a couple of new awards. I think we dropped a couple of awards off from last year. But the categories for this year's Skotties are Best Statue, Best CGC Doodle, the John D. Young Unoriginal Art Print of the Year, Daily Sketch of the Year, a Special Honorary Award, Hall of Fame Inductee, Best Theme of the Year. Skottie did a lot of different themes this year that were continuous throughout 2024. And last but certainly not least, the coveted Cody Award, which is the cover of the year that Skottie has did in 2024. Last year's winner was Transformers, and this year's winner is as big as impactful as that one is. So we'll not spoil anything, but really looking forward to revealing that one.
Yep.
But before we get into that,
sure. So.
Go on.
I was going to say, great year for sure, Skottie stuff. So.
Sorry, I saw you start to take a drink, and I thought, all right, now's my turn to so I apologize.
No, you're good.
Before we get into the awards, we're just going to go over the 2024 year that was. Oh, our boy Ryan's on. Hey, Ryan. Glad
hello.
We're going to take a walk through time and start all the way back to January of 2024, when times were so much different. And we're just going to walk through all the year that was Skottie before we get to the awards, to kind of procrastinate on revealing those. But as we were laying these slides out and doing the different year, 2024 was a pretty big year for Skottie. And wouldn't you agree, Tyler?
No, yeah, like I mentioned before we got to the slide. But yeah, it definitely was. There was a ton of, between his own shop releases, his prints, just the covers. Again, it's crazy that, you think he does a lot of covers, and then you hit a year like this one, and it just kind of blows all the other ones out of the water. So, and then, all of his partners with the statues and cons and all that kind of good stuff. So, it was a crazy busy year for him. I'm sure he'd agree with that. And Megan and John would as well. So
I think you're 100% correct on that assessment. And January started off with the release of the Ultimate Spider-Man #1 shop variant, and this one had the color copy here in the Virgin black and white, and they'd also offered CGC or offered remarks on these, and he did a different remark for each cover, whether it be color or black and white. I think they were similar for the styles, but those were really cool for everyone that was able to jump on that. The other release that came out in January was the Transformers fourth printing, which was a Skottie shop exclusive. And this came after the first printing, which was, as I mentioned earlier, the cover of the year last year. And I believe it's the third printing, which was the chrome variant. And then you had the fourth printing here, which is the white background, which was they were selling out so quickly. This was a great compromise for everybody to be able to pick up the copy of this cover. So.
No, yeah, I mean, it's like you said, that first one sold out. I unfortunately missed it the first time. Was able to pick it up later in the year with the warehouse sale, which is listed. But yeah, I mean, there was tons of opportunities to get the cover, and like you said, whether it was the regular, the version metallic foil, or this white cover one, they were all great. So a big hit for sure.
Oh, most definitely, and not to just bury the lead here, but the big guy in the middle, Coach Andy Reid. This was a daily sketch that was created by Skottie, thanks to the ice game that was held there, the snow game that was held in Kansas City, where people were losing toes because of frostbite. Skottie did a daily sketch, being his Kansas City's their home team, and it ended up becoming a print. And the cool thing about this print was that proceeds from the print were donated to the Special Olympics of Missouri, and they were able to raise $660 for the sales of this print. So it's cool that people got something they really wanted to have in their hand. Plus, they were willing to help out a great organization as well.
No, it's always a great opportunity for stuff like that. So,
all right, we'll keep on going. February was a big month, and we'll see why on the next slide here. But before we get to that, the Spider-Punk cover was released at the Skottie shop, and there was two different variants for that. The regular variant there on the left and the pink variant on the right. And this is one that Megan had mentioned that she actually got to help, I believe, color or design a little bit on the pink there, that so she can take some credit for the creation of this cover. And as humble as she is, she probably would pass on that, but we'll give her credit for that.
Well, it makes them even better. I mean, these were two of my personal favorites. I immediately bought CGC versions of both of these. So hands down, I think, honestly, probably my favorite Spider-Man covers, period. They were just super, super fun and super great. So makes it even better that Megan had a hand in it as well. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And the really cool thing about this cover was that it was revealed in a live interview that was conducted between myself, Skottie, and Megan, which was an absolute dream come true, a blast, and a pinch me moment for myself, most definitely. I'm sure let's get over with it moment for Skottie and Megan, but it was so much fun.
No, I mean, it was awesome, man. I remember I immediately screenshot it and sent it to my friends. I was like, man, this is so cool, And especially, like you said, the fact that you were the one who was able to kind of break the news to the group and everything. So
it was fun, and just seeing it, like, because I was to see it on the show too, and everybody, we had quite a few viewers, because the questions that were being asked to Skottie and Megan were questions from our group on Facebook, the Skottie Young Appreciation Group, and it was so much fun because I was butchering people's names. You made me say the word lit in a scene, which,
yeah, I was gonna say that was still the greatest. I went back and rewatched that clip multiple times. I need to save it because Skottie and Megan just busting out laughing over you saying lit and friendly neighborhood, like ha, like your ha laugh you did. It was so great. So that made the show, especially for me, you asking my questions. So
my Ron Burgundy moment that he would read anything on the teleprompter, that was me.
Very true. That is a very Ron Burgundy thing to do. So
thank you for not putting anything too embarrassing on there for me, because I would have read it. I'd have had to.
No, to be fair, I didn't know you were reading it verbatim, so I throw those in as just a funny thing. So it made it better, the fact that you did. So I agree with that, yeah.
I'm true to the members of our group. I wanted to make sure everybody was properly represented, and really, that's Tyler and I had chatted a little bit back and forth before that, but that was like, all right, well, I kind of know who Tyler is now. And based upon my reading, I think Tyler kind of knew who I was at that moment. So
it's a fair trade off there. So,
but no, it was a lot of fun. It was a whole lot of fun. And I appreciate both of them taking the time to and they did it from the Stupid Fresh Mess office there. So I greatly appreciate that.
No, it's always great when, people like Skottie and Megan can give their time for the group and answer questions. And yeah, I mean, it's just awesome to, I assumed if somebody would have asked you if you thought that this would have happened back when you were first starting the group, you would have been like, no, that'd be awesome, but it's not going to happen. So,
oh, I correct you. That was my 5-year plan, Tyler. It all came to fruition. Absolutely not. No. It doesn't even look right seeing it on the screen here because my head looks so much larger than Skottie and Megan. So it doesn't feel right. But
I don't know. Everyone said that Skottie and I have large heads because of the hats, since they're able to fit. So it's just a camera distortion thing is all. So
yeah, keep telling myself that. I'm sure. But no, that was a blast. An absolute blast. All right, so we move over to March now. After that, there was the comic Feral. We had another Skottie shop release, the Jaws homage there. And also the big news broke, and this is the news that broke several wallets as well. But the big Marvel announcement to celebrate Skottie's 10-ish anniversary and more like 12-year anniversary of the baby variants at Marvel. And we found out what was actually going to entail 27 covers with all the individual characters that were added here in this image, 27 1/50th ink sketchbook covers, one big poster, and then a giant size little Marvel Infinity comic with print for the first time ever. Yeah, I read that off the screen because I was getting choked up there.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah. But yeah, that was intense to see those. And I remember when Marvel first started dropping all the images for the covers, it was incredible. It was just like, oh my gosh, these were so great. And it was fun to see which ones everybody liked and which ones were going to be the popular ones and to try to grab it.
No, yeah, it's funny. Seth mentions that, saying big things were coming soon. And we didn't realize at the time how literal that was with the big Marvels announcement. But like you said, I mean, it's, obviously seeing all those covers, for a lot of people, that was like, okay, I'm not going to be able to get all these type of deals. But it was fun, like you said, seeing everybody pick their favorites and then seeing them all come together. The poster really, and the comic itself really, I think, sold this for me as a really fun event to be able to collect these. I also don't think we have it on here, too. I think this was right around when they announced Third Eye Comics was going to be helping them with some of their distribution and stuff. 'Cause I think Feral was like one of the first ones that Third Eye helped with. At least that was one of the first ones I got that was a Third Eye distribution. So
no, that's a great input there because that really helped them with their shipping distribution at the Stupid Fresh Mess office. And Third Eye came in, and I haven't heard any complaints about Third Eye. So very good business move on their part to bring them in and to help them just expedite the process of getting products into collectors' hands. So kudos on that. And thanks for bringing that up, Tyler.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, and also March, we shook the format, disrupted the format for our March Madness. Now, every year in the Skottie Young Appreciation Group on Facebook, we would do a top 16 covers and do brackets where we'd eliminate, one cover with each bracket until we got down to the final four and then got down to the championship. Well, normally I would be the one that would pick the 16 covers, and then I would immediately get a little bit of backlash about which ones I'd forgotten and which ones might have needed to be included. Well, this year I did not pick a single cover. I had guest pickers. I think that's why. Such guest selectors is probably the better way to say it, such as Tyler and Seth and Skottie and John and Megan. Everybody picked their favorite cover. And Tyler, you cracked the final four, which is quite the accomplishment.
I did, yeah. I was going to say I'm waiting for Seth to make his comment because he's still upset about the bullseye cover that he had selected to be the winner.
I don't see the bullseye cover in the final four. What happened?
No, I know, yeah. And funny enough, again, I'll always remember it as Megan choosing my cover first because she grabbed the Magneto, which was one of my personal favorites. So this was fun. I remember it was funny because I just saw your message when I was trying to find one of the ones we were talking about. And and you out of nowhere asking me, and I was like, I don't remember signing up for this, and you were like, oh no, I'm just asking like, favorite covers. Like, oh, I was like, well, that's cool then. No, it definitely made it more fun. I think, the people who got to pick had a blast, and the people who saw that multiple people pick, you can't really be mad at somebody for picking their favorite, one cover versus all of them. So I think, that'll probably be something we do, or you do the next time around as well, and, pick new people, and that gives, somebody to look forward to, getting to try and get their comic to be the number one here like Daniel's was. So
I agree. The crazy thing about it, you had mentioned Megan had picked your Magneto cover. There were very little overlap in people's selections. Like I thought the Transformers, which was in the final up against the Avengers versus X-Men cover, I thought everybody would be picking that just due to like recency bias, as I've talked about before.
Yeah.
But really, it was one of the last books that was selected by Gerard. So that one really surprised me. It didn't surprise me that it made it to the final four, but
yeah.
The Avengers versus X, the one that ended up winning Daniel's selection, it's hard to beat that one. That one,
I mean, it's
really good.
Like you said, it's funny that we had one of the first, official baby covers versus one of his latest baby covers with Transformers. So the fact that they went head to head and the Avengers one still went forward and won. And like you said, it's those wraparound covers especially are so tough to beat. And it's cool, because I just recently got mine graded at the 9.8 now slab. So it's definitely a special one. So
but congratulations to Daniel on winning that. And hopefully we can do that again here in a few months. It'll be March before you know it. So
ain't that the truth?
All right. We storm on to April, which is a pretty cool month for releases with the Creature of the Black Lagoon, the Scrooge, and then the Ain't No Grave Skottie Shop exclusive, which was such a different cover than what Jorge was doing with his. But ultimately you saw it. It's Skottie 100%, and it was very well received within our group.
Yeah, no, it was an interesting one, especially because he then went on to do his 4 other consecutive covers, which were the baby ones. The ones that I think most people kind of expected. So. That was a great one to see. That was again another one I immediately grabbed the slab for, because it's just such an awesome cover, and I love the sketchiness to it, and I really feel like it complemented the comic really well. And it's such a great series too for those who haven't gotten the chance to read it. Hopefully you're picking up your trade paperback, which is shipping out now, I believe. So just all around a great cover.
Probably should have had links. I didn't add links tonight, but yeah, it's available at the Skottie shop with some cool book plates for that. So real quick, this is our first snub of the evening, and I'm glad you mentioned the 1 in 25 covers, because issue 1, Skottie had a Skottie shop exclusive for the issue 1, but issues 2 through 5 had the 1 in 25 baby variant exclusives that were ratio variants. That's my first snub of the evening. I wanted to include that as theme of the year, one of the theme of the years, but I only had 5 candidates and I could not include that. But I'm glad you mentioned that, because I did want to reference that. That would have been like the first one out. The 4 issues 2, 3, 4, and 5 that he did of the 1 in 25 variants for ratio variants for Ain't No Grave.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. That sudden switch. And I'm glad we got both. Honestly, it's fun, especially to see a comic he wrote, to be able to see him drawn in both of those styles is fun to own both of those. So,
oh yeah, I agree 100%. All right, and also April was the live show between Skottie, Jorge, and Nate, where we got to learn all about Ain't No Grave. And I remember one of the questions I asked during the show was there going to be a volume 2? And Skottie had said early on, absolutely not. There was not going to be a volume. This was a very, very open-ended story and very definitive. So that kind of shaped the way I was reading it, knowing that it was coming to a conclusion one way or the other. But this was a fun night, and hopefully they do something like this in the future with other releases, just to bring those guys together and hear their stories.
No, it's honestly a great point mentioning it that way, because same, I absolutely love the behind the scenes kind of stuff like this. I knew Seth would come in here eventually. Yeah, trash talking the bullseye. No, I mean it's great to hear the creators themselves, especially to hear his collaboration with the artist and the letterer, and I honestly would love to get their colorist on here, Jean, as well, because I've never really seen him in an interview or anything, but like you said, I hope this is something they continue moving forward to like kind of ramp up, their new series that they're doing, because we all know, they're working on more as we speak. So it's fun to see them dive in themselves, having been on the other side of it, the creative side. So,
well, even with Twig Volume 2 coming out for as well, I'd like to see Skottie with Kyle and discussing Twig as well, because that's any new creator owned projects would be fun to have this type of roundtable to hear the guys kind of hash it out and what the story development behind it. So,
it's funny enough you mentioned, because I've been going through recently his podcast list that Megan set up, and I eventually got to the end, and that was one of the ones that they had was Aaron Conley and Skottie talking about Bully Wars. So, like you said, I mean, I love seeing the inside, and again, because there's so many things we don't see or know because we don't see all the countless hours and failed drawings or failed ideas that eventually led to something like Ain't No Grave, this perfect story that we got from this all-star super team. So
and for the people like me and you that probably grew up watching movies with the director commentary on, stuff like this is like a dream come true. Really,
exactly. There's not enough of it, in my opinion. So the more we get that, the happier I am.
Yep, I agree. All right, we move on to May with the actual release of Ain't No Grave #1. And first, of course, first Saturday in May is Free Comic Book Day. Skottie was out and about signing comics and entertaining comic shops in Kansas City. So that was cool to see him mingling with the fans there. But the other big May is that Ain't No Grave #1 sold out and went to multiple printings, which was really cool and very well received. Comic Roundup gave it a very high score with about every issue. I mean, I say every issue. So was really proud of that whole team.
No, it's always, I'm always pleasantly, surprised and happy when that stuff happens, because you just don't know. And I'm sure they, as many comics as they've released themselves, it's up to the fans and whether or not it's well received or not. So it's always awesome to see that when it sells out, and the fact it goes back to printing, and we get more covers and the excitement and hype around it. So no, it was really cool to see this with Ain't No Grave. So
very cool. All right, in June was a big month because one reason is Heroes that we're about to get to, but also the Skottie Shop announcement for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There were sketches being posted on Stupid Fresh Mess Instagram of all the different turtles that Skottie had drew, and leading up to this announcement for Jason Aaron's new version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So they released the issues of their cover, and it brought in a new group of Skottie fans, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans, which are out in great numbers, and it was fun to see a new group of people and social media sites kind of embrace Skottie the way they did with this cover.
No, I mean, like you said, it's TMNT is such a big thing all on its own. So you take both that fandom and the Skottie fandom and put them together, and you've got an even bigger group than before. So
absolutely. And then the middle image there is the CGC announced their 5th private signing with Skottie, and they announced this right before Heroes took place. And we've had a lot of people seeing the books coming in from CGC now, or seeing images pop up, and they're asking, how do we find out about these type of things? Well, if for the new members of the group or anybody here on YouTube that wants to follow Skottie Young Appreciation Group on Facebook, we try to do at least 15 posts to really promote this, because we don't want anybody to miss out. And they closed remarks out for a little bit during this op, and then they opened them up towards the end again. So there were plenty of opportunities to get them. So we're really going to promote the heck out of it going forward to make sure everybody gets a chance at those. And last but not least, the big Marvel starts to release, and the madness starts of seeing all the posts in our group of people, which covers they got, which ones they got the 1 in 50 ratio variant of. The Skottie shop released them, and they were doing bundles. It was fun to see everybody just so happy with the books they were picking up each week.
Yeah, no, like you said, these were a fun one to, especially the fact we got a few each week. So yeah, I mean it's such a fun series. I even have it like separated out in my box from all the other stuff. It's kind of like its own thing. And I don't have all the 1 in 50. I've got a good handful of them, but there's still a few that I skipped out on at the moment or the time being. But yeah, I mean these were great, and it was fun, especially to see everybody, especially those boxes they came in with the big stickers. So I was really excited when I got one of those big Marvel stickers in one of my packages. I still haven't stuck it on anything yet, so probably will have to go on one of my Skottie boxes. So,
oh yeah. Well, the cool thing about whenever they release the images for Big Marvel, and I forgot to mention this earlier, but there are certain events that happen in our group that are called member jumps. And I've talked about this on other shows where the image from the daily sketch Skottie did of gorillas or Scud,
yep.
or the most recent two that we did, the Home Alone Marv and Harry and the big monster or the pet.
The big monster for sure. Yeah, it was crazy.
There were so many images, but whenever I released or posted the images of the 27 covers, that was another member jump that we gained like 200 or 300 members.
Oh wow!
Just because people were sharing those images and were so excited about receiving them. So whenever they started releasing, it was fun to be able to see everybody actually get them in hand and post them, and take them to get signed at Heroes, and just a blast to celebrate Skottie's anniversary.
Yeah, I love these. The Alex Ross ones came to mind. I loved being able to, again, collect this stuff, especially when it's somebody who's your favorite artist like Skottie Young, to be able to get 27 covers if you want or wish to be able to collect. And then again the poster and then the big comic at the end. It was just a really fun set of covers to collect, and like you said, everybody was kind of helping each other and trying to find them and whatnot. So it was that's really cool to see those boosts like you said. So.
And the bundles that were being sold, I remember the Skottie shop had, these are signed only. If you want non-signed ones, go to your local comic shop, because local comic shops were ordering these in great quantity in order to be able to get the ratio variants. So it was cool of them to want to support the local shops too, and not just have everybody buy directly from the Skottie shop.
Yeah, I would have loved to, but yeah, I went, just local myself, and I even was able to help out Seth. I know I grabbed like at least 2 or 3 of the 1 in 50 for him as well that were extra and were there. So yeah, it was kind of an interesting one because I kind of got them from all over. So yeah, those Alex Ross ones are I don't own any of them, surprisingly. I need to because they're just so good. So
yeah, I think the only one I own is the Strange Academy one with Scarlet Witch on it.
I
think that's the only one.
That's fair, yeah. Relatable to our Skottie discussions.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. And the big event from Heroes, there probably wouldn't be a Skottie talk right now, and there probably wouldn't be a live the Skotties right now without Heroes Con, because that's where I was first introduced to Tyler in person. And we've told that story on Skottie Talk. You can go back and watch it if you want to. But it was a really fun show. There was a lot of Skottie fans. You see that first picture there. You've got Nikki Gilmore and Tyler and Megan and myself. And then Tyler, a picture of him with the Stupid Fresh Mess crew. And then Skottie's charity piece, which was me and Tyler were discussing this before the show started. Heroes does an auction to benefit their charity. And Skottie's piece was the top money bringer in her. That's not the right way to say it.
No, that's the right word. That's the right word.
Top money bringer inner of the year. And I believe the last estimate I heard was 15,000 was what the winning bid was. And I believe that Daniel Warren Johnson's Transformers was number 2. But I had to leave prior to the auction. Tyler was at the auction. He got to live it. But my phone lit up with several people messaging me that Skottie's piece sold as the high bid or highest one of the show, and it was well deserved. It was a really nice piece.
I mean they themselves were shocked. I mean they didn't expect it to go anywhere near for what it did. At least comparing it to last year, the previous years. But It was fun. It was my first Heroes Con, my first live auction. So that was, of course, all the buzz. That was one of the later pieces, and yeah, it was a wild auction and what it went for. But at the same time, it's really cool to see Skottie, turn this out before the auction itself. And then some of the other great pieces there's this amazing Ghost Rider airbrush piece. I'm blanking on the artist's name, whose friends are like Nikki and them know as well. But yeah, it's a really great, again, Heroes Con is super great about the art and the artist, and representing what comics is really about. So yeah, it was a blast. And like you said, you and I got to meet and talk. I got to get my first original, piece straight from Skottie and them there. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to next year's that I'll get to go to, hopefully.
Yeah, I just couldn't find it. The guys, Martin Zavala was the artist's name for the Ghost Rider.
Yes, yeah,
yeah. But it was
wild. Yeah,
it was fun watching Skottie and Martin, especially side by side, creating. Because for anybody that's been to Heroes, you know that the artists are on an elevated stage, and it's almost like you're sitting out watching a show at a play or at a sporting event, and watching these athletes or actors perform at their top level. And Skottie had quite the spectator group there watching him to do this, and it was really interesting to see it go from early development to the final piece, and everybody loved it. It was a big hit. All right, July came, and with July came the release of the Skottie Shop regular and Cowabunga Chromes Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it was a big hit with the shop. And also, Skottie made a surprise trip out to San Diego Comic-Con, and you can tell from the picture there, he was really, 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 really well received. It was a hit out there.
Yeah, and I mean,
I remember at one point in time,
Con was big as well with their lines. We didn't get any. I have some pictures I should have sent you, but his lines, were at least a few hours at Heroes Con. So I can only imagine the lines at San Diego Comic Con. So
yeah, I think Megan or someone had posted on the group that there were people waiting in line, and they were just telling them to stay calm. He's signing everything. Just because they didn't want to disappoint any of the fans that were there in attendance.
Yeah, no, yeah, she was saying that he stayed, well past his time, just to, make sure that everybody who was waiting for him was able to get, their time and an autograph and stuff. So I'm sure they greatly appreciated that, and Skottie's super great about that stuff. So,
and this was a great image that they shared for their social media.
Those stage ones, yeah, it's so funny because being a fan in the crowd, you're looking at it and you're Skottie himself is taking his selfie with everybody. So
yeah, and the fans are going crazy. So as they should. All right, August came. That's when the next round. These were teased at Heroes, but the actual Skottie Shop release of the next wave of unoriginal art prints popped up, and there was some stellar selections this year. It was very hard to pick. So it was the best thing to do was just grab the bundle that they had available.
Yeah, I missed the bundles. Just trying to, again, when you're buying so much Skottie stuff, you got to kind of pick and choose at a certain point. But yeah, there were such fantastic pieces from that second wave that I definitely got a good few of them, just like I did the first wave. So,
and the second Universal Monster book that was released this year after the Creature from Black Lagoon, Frankenstein, came out. Another one and the greatest thing about this one, in my opinion, was the color they used for the signature, the green there that just really popped off the screen. So that was fun. And last but not least, Skottie's Death of Spider-Man variants were announced. 10 covers of Spider-Man getting offed in various ways. And I think we're up through number 7 now, but I can't wait to see what the final 3 are.
Yeah, those have been super fun. Hilarious again. Like, just when I think that our favorite has come out, they come out with the new one, and like again, like the itsy bitsy spider in the water spout. I was like, I can't believe I didn't even think about that's an easy one for sure. And same with the monsters. The monster covers are my absolute favorites with Dracula and Frankenstein, and especially the creature from the Black Lagoon. So I'm hoping we see some more. Again, we still need Wolfman, the Mummy, maybe the Invisible Guy. So yeah, that was a great reveal. That was hilarious. So I think that one's definitely one of my more favorites.
Well, we'll have those covers later coming up. No spoilers, but be thinking about which one your favorite so far. I've got my favorite so far, and we'll talk about it when we get to that slide. So, all right. The other big event that happened in August was Skottie took on Terrificon, and just like all the other cons that he had attended, it was a hit. Favorite part of the con was the mask, the Wolverine mask that a fan brought to Skottie that he tried on and Megan tried on. That was a really nice gift to give to a Marvel fan.
Super well made looking too from the photos. So
yeah, that's him. I believe Megan had said in the picture. I might be wrong, but he was texting one of his sons in this picture. Or FaceTiming one of his sons.
I think he was video calling him to show them the mask. So,
well, very cool. And the other big event that happened in August, Skottie Talk premiered with me and Tyler. And I remember after the first episode, as big of nerds as we are, Skottie had posted, had tagged it in his Instagram account, and me and him both were like sharing it with each other, going, "Hey, dude, you check this out." Skottie mentioned it, and it was like. And that show's the only one that's hit 100 views so far, and we thank you, Skottie, for that. Yeah, I'm giving him 100% credit.
Yeah, that was an awesome shout out, and not one we expected or asked for or anything like that. So seeing Skottie take the time to share that was really cool. So,
question: will Skottie be at MegaCon? Since MegaCon's really early in the year, I don't think they've announced that. I think Planet City is the only one that's been announced right now. So
yeah. He hasn't done it for the past few years. I even asked Megan because I'm a local resident to that one, so I don't think he's definitely. I don't think is going to be there this year, and I don't think for the foreseeable future. I think it's just again trying to get down here to Florida is a lot more hassle than say going to Heroes Con. Unfortunately, because I'd love for him to come to MegaCon, especially since Brett Bean will be showing up at this MegaCon, which I'm very excited for. So
yeah, and. Tyler's going to help me out and go look at Brett's art and see if he can get me a Dorothy Gert page. That's what I'm.
That's where I'm expecting my big purchases to be is from Brett's booth this year. So I'll be right there with you looking at the art. So
I'll get second choice to Tyler, but we'll hopefully get an assist on that.
I'll be fair, like you were with the dragon pages. So
Gertzilla, yeah.
Gertzilla, exactly. Yeah.
All right, September also had the warehouse sale take place. Seth. Of course,
that's true. Yeah, Seth will be going to MegaCon as well, so it'll be the three of us competing as usual.
As usual. But the Skottie shop offered a warehouse sale that had a bunch of items that were long sold out or that were found in the warehouse that may not have some imperfections on them. And I know the fans were really excited about that. There were a lot of cool stuff bought. And people revealed what they got in the Skottie group, and a great turnout, I think, for that sale.
Yeah, the warehouse sales are super good. This was my second one, and like I said, it's where I was able to get, thankfully, the first printing of Transformers because I missed it the first time. And that's always great, especially with these covers. If you miss them, to be able to grab those. So,
oh yeah, and Coy, you're 100% correct. Everyone, please sign up for Skottie's Substack so you don't miss any newsletters from him or Megan. But yeah, that was one of the things that they're still going to hit up cons, just not as many. And check out the newsletter from today, and you'll see more about the non-con that Coy's talking about there, which is another cool concept that we'll talk about on our next Skottie Talk. Ain't No Grave reached its conclusion, and we had a show that went live the same day it came out. And kind of hit on our favorite points from that. But I still don't want to spoil it because there could be people here that haven't had a chance or was waiting for the trade to read it. But absolutely incredible story from start to finish. And a story's good when you change your opinion of how you want it to end multiple times while you're reading it. And from issues 2 through 4, I changed my opinion 3 times of what I wanted to happen. And by episode 5, I thought, well, this makes more sense than what I actually wanted to happen. So well written, well drew, everything.
Yeah. I remember talking that. Mine was from the get go. I knew, I knew where it was kind of heading, and it was, had this feeling. But I remember you messaged me that night. Yeah, I read it before going to bed because we got it digitally just so we can make sure to before the show that night, since I don't normally pick up my comics till the weekend. So, yeah, I mean, just a fantastic series, and definitely one I'll be rereading once I get my trade paperback copy in. And yeah, I mean, just again another great addition to this All-Star Super Teams list of comics. So
amen to that. And issue 5, it's funny that you say that, Tyler, because that is the first issue that I have ever read at like midnight. I've never bought a digital comic at midnight to read, and I was laying in bed and refreshing, and as soon as it dropped, I downloaded it, I messaged you, let you know about it, and read it laying there in bed, and then I could not go to sleep for like an hour and a half after that. It was really thought-provoking, but well worth it.
Yeah, no, it was like you said, it was great to do, but also at the same time, like I said, then I was like, all right, well, now I'm just thinking about this. So
all right, October came along. The CGC signing surprisingly happened at the Skottie shop, at the offices for Stupid Fresh Mess. And prior to that, I believe Megan and Skottie had traveled down to Sarasota to sign the books and do the sketches, but Sarasota came to them, and Skottie looked like he was having a ball doing some of these remarks and the signatures and just being on his home turf.
Probably for the best with all the hurricanes we got. So
oh yeah, and the results speak for themselves. He did an amazing job on the ones that we've seen. I've seen, I think, roughly 50 so far, and which is probably roughly half of what he did. I don't know the exact number, but
yeah,
they've all been bangers. They've been really bangers. Listen to me.
They have been. No, they were straight bangers. They were fire. So
don't. I said it and immediately regretted it, so I apologize for that, guys.
No, you got to get with the lingo. You just got to flow with it.
And also, Something is Killing the Children issue 0 premiered, which gave Skottie an opportunity to release this cover for the Skottie shop as a Skottie shop exclusive, which was based on a daily sketch that I was fortunate enough to be able to pick up. So watch it, old man. Yes, Seth, I agree. That's true words. And last but not least on this slide, Skottie joined the Kickstarter for Jim's new book, Savage Street Vigilante, and Defective Comics Presents. It took me a good month to realize it didn't say Detective Comics Presents. So over the head. But yeah, a really cool cover. Hopefully everybody picked those up. Someone had posted about this cover a couple weeks ago in our group. I think there's a comic shop selling them for the same price that they were selling them at the Kickstarter. So definitely worth picking up. Oh, we're still in October. Yeah, October was a big month.
It was, yeah.
October, Skottie Gets Absolute. He released his variant covers or shop exclusives for Absolute Superman, Absolute Wonder Woman, and Absolute Batman. And that's another member jump that we had. When I posted these to the group, there was lots of thoughts on them and lots of love for them. And yeah, everybody was thrilled to be able to add these.
Yeah, it definitely didn't hurt, that the comic was getting a lot of hype too with how good it was, and they weren't wrong picking up Absolute Batman. I still have to read Superman and Wonder Woman, but Batman was absolutely fantastic, no pun intended. But I'm sure Superman and Wonder Woman I've heard are just as good, so that definitely helps the comic cover collectors.
Oh yeah, and I've read the issues of Batman so far. I've got the issues of 1, and Absolute Batman was so good I had to buy the other books, non-Skottie book. I bought the Skottie books, but I had to buy the non-Skottie books just to check out this new story. So
yeah, for sure.
The Skottie shop also hit 5 years, hit their 5-year anniversary in October, and offered a free shipping code, which is hard to believe they've been around 5 years. It's seems like it's went by so fast. We've had COVID and all that good stuff thrown in the midst of that, but for a company that started the year prior to COVID hitting America and to be as successful and thriving as they are, really speaks volumes for the whole team involved there at Stupid Fresh Mess.
Yeah, it's such a tightly run ship, and it was so good to see Skottie and Megan pair up, and then to bring John on as well. And then, they each contribute their own big piece of the puzzle. And couldn't be happier that they're still here 5 years later. And again, only continuing to do bigger and, I would dare I say better, but, bigger comic cover releases and their own exclusive stuff. So super happy to see it.
Oh, yeah. Me too. And last but not least, I think I've said that 3 or 4 times, Stupid Fresh Mess did an eBay auction to help raise money for victims of Hurricane Helene. And they ended up raising $11,926. I don't have my glasses on, but I think that's the right number.
Yep.
Which was incredible. I forget how many. I think they had 6 or 7 items, and they all sold, and they matched the totals for them. So it was kudos to that team for thinking of others first and raising that type of money.
No, it's awesome to see them, do stuff like this, or the Special Olympics stuff from earlier. We called out, being able to use your skill set to be able to help people in need is super awesome to see. So, especially with how hard, certain areas, especially the North Carolina, South Carolina area with that hurricane got hit, that definitely would have helped, that money going toward them. So.
All right. The sleeves had to come up, Tyler. It was
We're about halfway through, so yeah, it's good. Yeah, good call. You're like, all right, now we're getting into it.
I told Tyler, real quick disclosure before the show, I've been sick for the last 3 days, so I'm starting to get kind of feverish. But we're gonna fight through this, and we haven't got to the awards yet, so we gotta keep trekking forward. So, all right, November, Skottie went to Italy. It was actually late October, early November, but it was really cool to see him hanging out with his buddies over there and seeing the fans on an international level. And Brett Bean was kind enough to visit Skottie Talk and come on here and hang out with us for a lot longer than I meant to keep him for, but he was game and we were game, and another one of those pinch me moments because Brett was such a gentleman on here and so great to have as a guest.
He was, yeah. It was the highlight. I remember we got done, and I kind of just sat there going, wow, I can't believe we just interviewed, Brett Bean, big artist. So, yeah, super cool to see. You already had Skottie under your belt at least, so you had that going for you. But
he's a veteran. So who knows what 2025 will bring? We can only dream.
Here.
And I also made the fool's error of joking with Brett and saying that he's going to return for issue 21. And lo and behold, it wasn't too much longer after that where he revealed he was done after issue 20.
Yeah.
He had told us that he had a new project coming out with Image, a creator-owned project, and we're really looking forward to seeing that. And can't wait to see who Skottie brings on for I Hate Fairyland. I'm sure there'll be a hit just like Brett was. So really looking forward to that future for both of those.
No, yeah. I mean, from the instant, it was going to be tough for, I feel like, anybody to take over for Skottie for I Hate Fairyland. I know I was sad to see him leave the art, but getting Brett on was so cool, and he's done such an amazing job with it. And I'm super happy to say, I own at least 3 pieces of original art from those pages just because I think he did his own spectacular job of drawing Gert and Larry and the world of I Hate Fairyland. So, sad to see him go. I'm super excited to see, especially him having his own personal project at Image. So I can't wait to see, where that leads. So,
absolutely. 2 other big events that happened. First, the Skottie Young Appreciation Group actually hit 8,000 members. This is cool because Skottie in his last newsletter from December of 2023 had referenced that we were almost at 5,000 members. So just in the 2024, we have ballooned from 5,000 to 8,000 members. And really all the credit goes to that is Skottie's art. Because it's if you build it, they will come. If I post it, they will come. The members just grow whenever. And I was like, man, I need to post something every day. I was
going to say it's the art, but it's like Ryan said, it's your dedication and to posting every day and sharing stuff and us starting Skottie Talks, and again, just trying to get more community, more conversation, and the Substack that Skottie runs. Again, it's just all that stuff I feel like that just feeds into the machine. He's so good about feeding into the machine and growing, his business and community and all that stuff. So, you definitely, play your own role and part in that. So, it wouldn't have happened if you hadn't built it in the first place. So,
No. I take about a 1% credit for the 8,000 members, and
you named the group.
Megan and John, and I named the group, and then I renamed it and lost about 50 members when I renamed it. So, but yeah, they're just really grateful for everybody that's on. Great guys like you and Seth and Ryan and Chris, all the people that we've met through this group. It's been a blessing, and I'm really grateful. And gosh, if we hit 10K next year, that's a big number, but I think we're going to get there. Have a good.
3,000 in 1 year. I mean, I'd be surprised again. Skotties only continuing to get bigger and bigger, not anything else. So.
Good Lord, I don't want to jinx it, because if I say it's going to hit it, Skottie will announce his retirement tomorrow, and it'll be over. It'll be like the Brett Bean thing all over again. So.
All over again, exactly. Yeah, they'll be able to peg it back to this video when we post it. So
yeah, it was like the worst Nostradamus ever. And Skottie over there standing waiting for me to mention that last post there, but Skottie dug into his Illinois storage unit, and lo and behold. It's like you watch those storage unit shows on the different reality show TVs, and you think if you could have only found a storage unit that had what he's revealing, and if this would have been all that he found, it would have been like a great find. But then the comics he found in number 2, and then the Gert statues that he found today.
The Gert statues for sure took the cake. I thought he struck gold with B-sides, but he certainly did. I mean, especially sealed. Having to crack the plastic open, to get those. I mean, again, that's so cool. I'll be curious to see what they do with them. Same with the Gert statues. I believe, funny enough, because I commented to Megan, and she said she found 8 of them, and she said, well, 7. So I think they actually took one of them for the store for their office. So. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to see a whole box of just those statues, because they're so rare, and excuse me, thankfully I'm lucky enough to own one of those. So hopefully they auction them, or draw on the B-sides, or I'm sure we'll see them in special kind of occasions like that. So
I hope so, and I will definitely be posting about it if we do, to give everybody a chance to grab some of those. That was great.
Yeah.
All right. We've made it. We are 52 minutes in. I think the awards will go way much faster than the year in review, but I know everybody. And whenever I post this,
we love to talk too. So I mean, again, it's so tough when you've got such great stuff to look at and want to talk about each thing. So
yeah, famous last words here that we're going to talk fast. But whenever I do the post for the group, we are at 53 minutes. So I'm like, if you just want to watch the awards, jump in at 53 minutes into the show. So you don't have to hear us go back and forth. So
perfect timing, yeah.
Yeah, don't post about the statues until I get one. Yeah, Seth is wanting a Gert. So, all right. Well, speaking of statues, this is the perfect segue for it. There were 6 nominees this year. Normally, we try to keep our nominees to 5, but there's no real rules for this, so we just kind of play it loosey-goosey. 6 statues made the cut. We debated on whether to include statues that had been released or statues that were being revealed. As you can see, is just what was revealed in 2024. So our nominees, without further ado, would you care reading the nominees?
I was going to say, I can give your voice the break and read the nominees. So we've got the Ghost Rider on his scooter. We've got the Deadpool flying through the air with his finger pointer and sword. We've got the Spider-Man on the not chimney, but the pipe, the heated pipe. I don't know what you would refer to it as. Doc Ock with his classic claws and amazing goggles. The fantastic Hallows Eve, New York City Comic-Con exclusive with the mask. And then the San Diego Comic-Con Iron Man variant, which unfortunately I missed out on, so I wasn't able to grab that one. But all fantastic choices. So.
Oh, and I had a great member help me pick up the San Diego Comic-Con Iron Man variant from San Diego. So very grateful for the help on that one.
That's awesome, yeah.
So in any other year, the Ghost Rider would have been the winner. It was.
Ghost Rider or Doc Ock. I mean, again, that's at least a person. That's like the picture perfect Doc Ock in my opinion. So.
But this year, our winner is the New York Comic Con exclusive Hallows Eve.
Which is completely fair. I forgot. I still had it down next to me. So completely fair. I mean, again, it's just such an awesome piece. The details around it, and it's such a great cover. That cover's really, really growing on me. Not that I didn't like it to begin with, but the more I looked at it, just the more, again, it's just the colors and the moon and the mask and everything. So, it's such a great statue.
Well, the environment that came, it wasn't just the Hallows Eve figure or the mask, the grave site, the tombstone, all the environment for it really is what pushed it over the top and made it the winner. And the first winner of the 2024 Skotties is the Hallows Eve statue from New York Comic Con. And as Ryan has said here so elegantly,
clap hands, clap hands.
My goodness, we are losing viewers left and right, Tyler. Coughing and hacking and being as dorky as we can be.
Silly, and I mean that's Skottie talk for you. So
that's right. That's right. Except no substitutes. All right. Our next award category is Best CGC Doodle nominee. Tyler?
Yep. First up, we've got the Stan Lee, personal favorite of mine. Again, any Stan Lee doodle is a great doodle, and just a little touch of the highlights on the glasses is great. After that, you've got the Shirtless Bear Fighter, another hilarious one with the eyes up here, speech bubble, holding the censored sign, and especially based off of cover that people really want to collect and is a more rare one to find. After that, we've got Orko, another great character selection. And then we've got Clark Kent, revealing the Superman logo and his glasses. Again, super adorable. And then one that was really popular was the astronaut Spider-Man, because, as much as we've seen Spider-Man, across multiple remarks, sketches and stuff, that one I don't think was one people were expecting. So it was definitely a fun one to see.
So in any other year, the Clark Kent would have won, Tyler.
I know, it's such a great one. I think out of the run, that one's personal tied with the one that got it. So
yeah, and I think whenever we started seeing these revealed and did our show on them, I said that was my favorite, but this one ended up growing on me.
It did, yeah. And it was one of Megan's personal favorites as well. So that definitely helps also.
Yeah, one of our members actually posted this book today. He got the image of it in hand, and Megan had even commented on his post. And it may not have been our group; it was a different group that he had posted it, but that this was one of her favorite. And I thought, well, that works out well. It's the second Skottie Award winner of the night, the astronaut Spider-Man doodle. So hopefully we're not disappointing people.
It's such a fun one. It's such a fun, silly design Spider-Man in an astronaut suit, and on one of the one of my more favorite Spider-Man covers as well. So
yeah, it was unexpected. Like some of the ones that were posted, the Nosferatu that was just posted last night was really good on the Dracula cover, but this one, you've seen Skottie remark Spider-Man before on so many covers. I've never seen Skottie remark Spider-Man in an astronaut suit. So.
No, that's definitely a unique one. So
congratulations to the owner of that one. We have just increased the value of your book by about 2 cents. And this year I had to name it after John. John is the one that came up with this concept for unoriginal art print. So from henceforth, this award will be referred to as, I should have put the D. I'm guessing Megan and Skottie don't call him John D, but that's what his Facebook.
I know, yeah, it's Facebook and Insta, yeah.
So the John Young Unoriginal Art Print of the Year nominees.
Yes, we've got the X-Men 92 cover, I believe that is the one up there. Then we've got Spider-Man. We're calling them A and B. I'm trying to see if I can actually see their names. After that, we've got the Magneto. And then the Avengers homage cover based off of the poster for the Avengers movie. The Deadpool Screw You cover, a classic cover, a super fun one. Infinity, again, my personal favorite out of the Infinity bunch. That's the one that I was had chosen for my brackets back in the March Madness. And then the Aliens cover, which was, just hilarious. Again, it's like we talked about, just so many great options for these. There were at least, three that I would say are tied for my personal favorites. So difficult choice for sure. So,
well, the great thing about these is they're still available on the Skottie shop, except the Deadpool. I think the Deadpool is the only one that's sold out, and the Avengers poster, I believe, is down to under 10. So for anybody watching this later, head over to SkottieYoung.com and pick you up one or two or 8 or 7 of them.
Yeah, they make great gifts for either yourself or for other people. And again, it's a much more affordable way to, get as close to the original art as you're going to be able to get without purchasing it yourself. And I'm so glad that John had this idea, and I hope they continue to, add to this collection. So,
me too. And without further ado, the winner of the John Young Unoriginal Art Print of the Year award is. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. I mean, again, there were a few that were my favorites, but this one, as soon as I saw it, I knew immediately that was going to be the first one that I bought at Heroes Con. Again, such a difficult cover to find, such a highly sought after cover, and has only continued to skyrocket in price. So this was an easy way to be able to get, at least some kind of connection to it. So,
yeah, the original. I mean, the comic now is selling for ridiculous amounts because it's so rare, and we've seen the graded ones pop up, and collector. I mean, they're not staying on eBay very long. The 9.8 that was just released, I forget the price for it, but I want to say it was originally put on eBay for 12 or 13,000. It's such a rare book in that grade, so this print is a perfect alternative for someone that loves the cover and wants it represented in their collection, but may not have the extra funds to go out and actually buy the comic or the poster that was released.
Posters, just as rare as well, unfortunately. So
yeah, and it was released in I think like the Blu-ray box of the first.
Yeah, it was like a special edition. You had to buy a collection of like all the first phase building up to Avengers box set. So
yeah, it's gone now. So this is going to be your best alternative. So congratulations on the win. Very well deserved. I'll get
good. Yeah, good iPad background to have for sure.
All right, what's our next category? Because I've literally forgot. Oh, daily sketch of the year. Okay, I get so excited because I forget what's coming up next. Part of being delirious helps you. All right, daily sketch of the year nominees.
We've got first up the one we already shared earlier, the coach Andy Reid. After that, we've got Data from Goonies, such a great character and sketch. We've then got Jason Kelsey with the I love you, bro, that hilarious moment. After that is my personal favorite, and I know Dustin's as well, the Ted Lasso. Such a great series. Again, if you've not started Ted Lasso, I highly recommend watching it on Apple. And then after that, we've got the Billy Madison, Adam Sandler hitting the ball there. So another, again, great selection of pieces here.
Yeah. And if we've discussed the Billy Madison one on one of our Skottie talks about the time period in between daily sketches, and we did a big show about the return of the daily sketch. And Skottie is not quite in love with daily sketches based upon the newsletter. So he can do whatever the heck he wants to. He's putting out so much good product now that we're lucky to get these this year. And the winner of the daily sketch of the year is Ted Lasso. No, it's not.
It would have been ours personal, but yeah, I mean, you couldn't beat the Andy Reid sketch. It was such a huge hit on the group page and. With everybody, especially with, being so personal to Skottie and that being their home team. So,
yeah, I felt like I just had a Moonlight La La Land moment where I read the wrong winner of the best picture, but.
Thankfully not quite as bad as that one. Ours was more jokey while that one was serious. So.
Well, before we get on to our next award, the whole reason for this honorary award next, for everybody that watched the 2023 Skottie Awards, Skottie got his butt kicked by Milo Young with the spot drawing for daily sketch of the year. And it wasn't I didn't grade on a curve or anything. That was a legitimate win by Milo with the spot drawing that he did. But this year we wanted to create an honorary winner, the Milo Young homage. Sketch Award. And it's become a tradition, as you can see in the post that Stupid Fresh Mess put down there, that as Skottie does his piece for Heroes, which occurs right around Father's Day, Milo recreates it and Skottie gets it framed. So you can see Skottie's is on the left. Milo, who was 8 years old at the time of creating that, is on the right. And like I said, that one day there's going to be a Milo Young appreciation group out there. And I don't know who's going to be the administrator of it, but he's got the talent. The gene pool is deep with him. The force is strong in him, and this is a well-deserved Milo Young homage sketch award. Congratulations!
It is, yeah. It's such an awesome tradition to have if you're going to have one, and you can see on the look on Skottie's face the young award. The younger award. I can't imagine how appreciative he is of that. To share that passion with his son. So super cool to see. I love that. They already have it framed and ready to go in the office. So
yeah, the one that he did that we used last year for the Skotties, which the spot where Skottie had did for his drawing was incredible. I mean, it was really good. And if Milo was 8 this year, that would have made him 7 last year by my simple math functions. And just such a talented young man. And I have a daughter that likes to draw as well. And I know how much pride you have to see how much growth they have from year to year. So as Skottie's got a nice staircase here of Milo's art. And as this tradition continues, I'm sure many years into the future, it'll be something that Skottie looks back from when Milo's as old as me and just looks at these and just remembers the bond that they had through this artwork.
Yeah, it's a step above the refrigerator drawings that you put on your fridge. For sure, to have that tradition and have them, especially to draw your piece that you did. So no, very, very well deserved and very cool. So
yeah, congratulations, Milo. All right, our Hall of Fame inductee, which had no build up at all by me because I jumped right to the slide. Last year's winner was the Stan Lee cover, the famous Stan Lee cover. It was retired from our March Madness cover of the year because it just kept winning. Yeah, that one right there. It just kept winning every year. So we created a Hall of Fame inductee in our Hall of Fame for Skottie's covers and made it the first inductee into that Hall of Fame. Well, year 2 of Skottie's, we had to put one in. And what better one than the first baby cover, the Avengers versus X-Men Midtown Comics exclusive wraparound cover. It will not be allowed to be in the Skottie March Madness anymore. It has been retired. It is one and done. But it was released in 2012 by Midtown Comics, as Skottie's first baby cover variant. And that's with Big Marvel celebrating 12 years later, the 10th anniversary. It's being celebrated every way we know how this year.
No, it's such a great cover and honestly a great idea to induct them into the Hall of Fame like this because again, they're continues to put out such amazing covers and it gives some of the other ones a chance to have the spotlight shown on them because this is an easy one for everybody to look at and go, yeah, that's a great cover, just like the Stan Lee one. So,
oh yeah, what makes it really hard, Tyler, is to find out who's going to be the third inductee. Because after you get through these two, there's so many great covers that I feel like they're all on par. It's going to be hard to. You've got your first, and you've got the favorite. I'll tell you, an early. This is one that I is not being mentioned this year, but the I Hate Fairyland. Skottie will draw baby variants for food cover. It's moving up the ladder. I think it's going to be a strong contender for the March Madness award. I've seen more and more.
Yeah. No, like you said, I mean, it's, there were some great ones, like the Transformers and TMNT that we saw, come out this year. And then, like you said, some of the, not sleeper, but just like you said, some of the ones that are getting more and more recognition that, I'm excited to see. And also I think it's a great idea because it, introduces, people who may be new to collecting who don't know about some of these covers, the chance to see them. And like you said, it increases their value 2 cents as you joked earlier. So
well, I know that a book's getting popular whenever someone posts in our group, is this the right price? Is this a good price for this book? $3 to $5? you're like, yeah, that's kind of the going rate for it now. So
yeah, I would say that, or when they post a sticker shock value of a recently sold one, or if you see it on the comic covers post, it's been so fun to see Skottie, come up every now and then with a cover of his. So that's when they're getting up there and they're doing well.
Yeah, you'll inevitably have the response. Well, I bought that on Whatnot last year for $10, and it's like, well, they're not selling for $10 anymore. It's gotten hot and popular, and supply and demand.
That was me with I only recently just picked up. I haven't posted yet, but I just recently picked up that Stan Lee cover because it was the same. I was like, this isn't going to get any more easier to get, so I'm like, I might as well just get it now. So
yeah, and Ryan's got a great suggestion there. I love that one too.
And that was a fun one because that's two separate comics, so that would be an interesting one because they technically still make one cover, if you will, but still technically two comics. So,
oh man, I'm gonna have a hard time deciding it. I should just know you're allowed to pick one. Which half of the face do you like better?
Which half exactly?
I'm tough but fair. All right, our next award is the best theme of the year. And there were so many books in each theme. This is a new category for this year that I had to break it up in 5 different slides so we can make sure and give all the books the respect they deserve. So our first nominee, which is, I believe, probably one of Tyler's personal favorites, is the Universal Monsters theme.
Yeah, these were, again, these movies mean so much to me because they're my dad's favorites. So, I grew up watching the original Wolfman and Dracula and Creature from the Black Lagoon. So, these are such a fun set. And again, I just love the way that he drew these. It's as much as I love the baby covers, I still also love him drawing more in this style, especially the Creature from the Black Lagoon, actually doing watercolor for the background and getting those bubbles and stuff. So, yeah, this one was such a great theme. And again, I hope we get more. I hope we get, some of the other monsters we didn't get to hit the first time. So.
Oh, I'm sure we will. If you look at the here's an Easter egg. If you look at the Substack newsletter today, the image of Skottie drawing is actually him working on the Creature from the Black Lagoon. So I always zoom in on pictures to see if there's any Easter eggs.
No, it's a great. Yeah, I mean, you never know if there's something that they want you to see or don't want you to see. They like to kind of keep you on your toes as well. So
they sure do. Right. The second nominee is the Big Marvel Anniversary Set. And we've talked about that several times, so we won't hit on it too much, but such a great theme. The images of the books on the right there, to have 54 of those in total for your collection, for as many people that griped about having to spend as much money as they did in a 2-month period, you had 10 times as many happy about being able to spend that much money in a 2-month period. So, and props to Dr. Tracy for the image that she took of all of her graded signed copies on the table. That was a work of art. I mean, she should have. If there's a way to mount them like that to be displayed, I mean, it was a really nice picture. She is very gifted artistically. So, but yeah, that was very cool.
Very nice. Yeah, 3 to go for 150s for Seth there. So not bad at all.
Not bad at all. All right, you want to take on these last few?
Yeah. So now the next theme we've got is the Absolute set. And again, this one, especially since these were all revealed at the same time and you could buy them, thankfully, as a group, because I know some people were worried, will I have to buy each one as they kind of come out? But we were great as well. Again, I especially love, him just cheesing on the whole Absolute thing and the running gag between all 3 covers. And again, one of my favorite drawings of Batman he's done. I love White Boy Batman it's just such a funny cover. So, and then the inclusion of, an animal he loves is his animal companions. So the crows and the Pegasus there and the bat. So, this was a great set. And again, didn't hurt that the comic itself was very well written and very well drawn on the inside. So just as much fun to collect for that aspect as well. And then, the Amazing Spider-Man 8 Death of Spider-Man. Again, I know people have pointed out funny that it's the 8 deaths, but we're getting 10 covers. So, what exactly that means, we won't know until they're all fully revealed. But from the very first one they posted of the spray can, it's just such a hit. Or sorry, the Daily Bugle was the first one posted. They were just such a great hit with everybody. Again, I am sure he just sat there just writing out silly idea after silly idea. And again, the way these are far more playful than some of the other maybe Spider-Man baby cover variants we've gotten. But yeah, these are just such a great set, and I can't wait to see the rest of them fleshed out and finished. And these will all be in my collection for sure. So
this is what I was going to ask you earlier. Which one's your favorite so far?
So I think I'll have to go with the Itsy Bitsy Spider, the Rain Spout. I again, just the play on the song. It's tied between that one and the terrarium, the jar terrarium kind of one, where he's trapped in the little enclosure. I think those two are my personal favorite. I think I know yours.
There's no wrong answer for this one.
Yeah.
What mine is.
The Vulture. The Vulture.
Yeah,
I know yours is the Vulture. So, and again, I love the play on one of his big main villains, and the fact that he's about to be fed to these baby birds. So, yeah, I mean, again, just each one is so fun in their own right. So,
Brian agrees with it. All right, this next slide I'm going to have to be really careful with.
Yeah, if you go too quickly.
No. The last time we mentioned Disney on our first episode, we talked for 45 minutes and didn't talk very much about Skottie at all during those 45 minutes. So I love Disney. Tyler's a Disney seasoned vet. So I'd like to pick his brain on it. But this last category, I only had 4 themes, and I was debating on between this one and the 1 in 25, Ain't No Grave, issues 2 through 5, ratio. And I had to do Disney. The one that really forced me to do it was the Donald Duck Wolverine Berserker mode. I had to do the theme. This is such a cool thing because it's brand new. It's something that we haven't seen before.
Yeah, no, seeing his take on these characters, again, especially getting to cross them over with, the superheroes, and like you said, kicking it off strong with the Wolverine, Donald Duck, and, just the silly words above, and it's for Donald to be portrayed as Wolverine, but even to get something like the goofy Human Torch, again, I mean, it's an homage cover to one of his classic original covers of Human Torch. Was just so fun to see. One of our previous episodes, we had them up side by side, and you can just see the difference, in his style, and, and not to compare, but just to, see the difference in them. And then, my personal favorite is the Scrooge McDuck. I love Scrooge McDuck. The DuckTales TV show that was recently ended is one of my favorite animated series in a little while. So these are just so fun. Again, it's a blast to see these kind of crossover, and especially in Skottie style. So,
all right, the winner of the best theme of the year.
Drum
roll, please, and try not to hit the Big Marvel. Was there any doubt? Was there any doubt for that one?
I know, yeah. It's in the name. It's big. It's it's Marvel. So,
milestone moment for Skottie. So it had.
Yeah. I mean it's a great theme, and again, I think what really tied it all together was seeing them all in the posters. We first got them individually, one by one, but when we first got a glimpse of the poster with all the characters compiled together, it was it's just such a blast. It makes it even more fun getting to see the individual covers. So, yeah, I mean, it's such a great set.
Yeah, and really any other year, I mean, all the themes were great and fun to follow. But at the end of the day, this news was a celebration. Whereas this whole show is a celebration of the whole Skottie-verse that we have fun in every day. But Big Marvel was really a culmination of all that. So it had to be the winner this year for the best theme, just because of really what it represents.
Yeah, no, and that's a great way, because I mean, like you said, there were so many great themes to choose from. I personally, again, the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man is a close second in my opinion, but they still continue the covers, so who's kind of who isn't to say that they maybe don't appear next year as well. So
spoilers, I like it.
just a little tease.
Last but not least, we have waited, folks. You've hung with us for 80 minutes, whether you wanted to or not. The cover of the year nominees. Tyler?
Yes. I mean, yeah, so many good ones. Starting off strong with his Ain't No Grave issue #1, the Skottie shop variant. Again, it's just so cool to see him draw in this style, just because I feel like we don't get it as frequent with the covers. It's due to the baby covers being so big. So this was an easy get for me. Absolutely loved it. Same with Spider-Punk Arms Race issue #1, Skottie shop pink variant. I loved the pink. I love the regular black cover. Again, I own both, but just that hot pink and the yellow and the sketchiness, and it's just so fitting for Spider-Punk, and it's so fun, especially, the way he did his signature, and it's on torn paper. Again, it's just such a great cover. Iron Man issue #1, Skottie variant. I'm biased. Iron Man's my favorite character. This one's finally shipped and coming to me. I cannot wait to have this one in hand, signed and graded. Again, when we include the more environmental aspects, and again, the faceplate being, the welding helmet, such a nice touch. Leading into I Hate Fairyland issue #16, the 1 in 10 Skottie variant. The first time, as you mentioned, that we've got Baby Gert, and done in such a spectacular fashion with the classic Lion King pose and holding her up, and hey, you've done it, that's great, whatever, I'm glad you got your kicks. Especially, the fact that it carries over into the black and white one that's not here. Hey, everybody's left, the color's left, like, you can put me down now. Such a great cover. And then TMNT issue #1, we've talked about, all throughout this show and in the past as well. Again, you've got the massive TMNT fans, like my best friend, you've got the Skottie fans, and putting those together, and especially because this is actually his second TMNT cover he's done, but the first one he did, well over 15 plus years ago. So to get one like this was such a blast. And again, the fact they're playing the game, and the side to try and get the antenna just right to get the TV to work, it's just classic Turtles. And clearly a loved one from the community, how well it was received. And then ending, last but not least, the Something is Killing the Children issue #0, the Skottie shop variant. I have yet to, unfortunately, read this comic. I've always heard good things about it. This one, funny enough, actually got me into it. I purchased the regular cover for it, so I've got it now, and I'm hoping to read it and dive into it. And as Dustin said, super cool to see, what was once a daily sketch then become revitalized and become a cover later on, and to be able to have, both of those in tandem together. And especially, for yourself, like, Dustin here, who owns that original art, that's really cool to see. So again, just a strong, massive lineup of covers, and really tough, to pick just one individually. I know I have a handful myself, so.
All right. Well, the one thing I will say, Ryan agreed with us. The Iron Man, it was mine and Tyler's favorite. The Iron Man was our favorite. But I had someone ask me who picks the Cody today whenever I was referring to last year's winner, and I said, well, it's a kind of a judgment call. But this year, the people picked the winner, because when this cover was teased, I probably had 6 or 7 different people message me asking me if they could buy the original art to it. I'd have to redirect them to the Skottie shop. I don't sell the original.
Your guess is as good as mine. Yeah, where that is or how you're able to obtain that. So to reveal which book that was, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue #1, Skottie Turtles
shop
in a half shell. You just can't beat it.
Turtle power, all about it. So,
Turtle power, yeah.
Congratulations!
Such a great cover. Yeah.
And you saw the picture. I had to include a picture of the Chrome, Cowabunga Chrome, that had a great name.
Yeah. I honestly, it was funny because I picked that one up first, and then thankfully, they ran their first wave and ran out, but then they brought it back. So I was thankfully able to pick up the regular variant as well. And I'm glad I did, because I didn't realize, as a lot of us realized after the fact, that they were actually signing them in each of the individual turtle colors. So it was random which one you would get. And thankfully I got Leonardo, whether or not they were listening to me or it was just pure luck that I got my favorite turtles. So yeah, super pumped to have both of these. And again, all the remarks people got that they sold, those sold for a good amount. And again, and even we saw somebody who submitted a CGC got their turtle back as well. So yeah, always cool to see, the hype and excitement around a cover like this. And like you said, it was clear to anybody who's a part of the Skottie Young Appreciation Group, what impact this cover had. So
yeah, so it's a big winner this year, much like the Transformers kind of transformed or elevated a new audience. Skottie tapped into the '80s toy market with Transformers and did a repeat with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles this year, and not just the toys, but the Nintendo system, entertainment system. So well deserved. Glad to have this book, and luckily for everybody that has it, should feel very fortunate. It is a well deserved winner of the Cody. So
yeah, no, like you said, it's super well deserved, and like you said, Dustin and I have obviously a hand in all this stuff, but yeah, this was very much a group effort from all the interactions that these covers brought. So
yeah, so thank you all. We're making our job just a little easier.
You can't all point your fingers at us. Yeah, you got to kind of point them back at yourself as well. So if anyone's upset that this got cover of the year, so
yep, bunch of knuckleheads. All right, thank you everyone for watching the Skotties 2024 episode 15. As we say at the end of every episode, if you'd like to be a member and join me and Tyler on here and just talk for an hour and a half, or however long you want to, show your collection, show what books you like from Skotties, bring a new topic for Skottie related and have us talk about it, please contact Tyler or myself, and we will be glad to have you on here and discuss things with you. And a big thank you to guys like Ryan and Seth and all the other people that have joined us throughout the year through these first 15 episodes and have contributed. It's been a lot of fun. And Coy as well. Thank you for showing tonight. Thank you for that. I'm feeling better already. As soon as I can get something to drink and make my throat feel a little better. But thank you all for watching tonight. It's been a blast for me and Tyler to be able to do this for 15 episodes. And we would love for more people to join us next year. But Tyler, thank you for being on here tonight. We've had a great time doing this live.
No, yeah, it's gotta be a lot more fun than recording by yourself and and having that interaction. So no, I was happy to be able to be a part of this year's, and like I said, it was a blast. And again, it's what we're here for is just to talk and discuss anything and everything Skottie, and like you said, it makes it even more fun when we've got people commenting and giving their thoughts and opinions, whether it's in the Skottie Young Appreciation Group or in the live streams themselves. So like Dustin said, we're doing this just because we really enjoy discussing Skottie and love that communication and getting the community involved, and hopefully more people will join us in next year's videos. So there's a never-ending supply of ideas we could do from Skottie, because he's not slowing down, so neither are we. So
well, we're slowing down a little.
I guess a little, after the break.
but yeah, doing it live was so much better. I as many times as I messed up and I shouted in the corner of my office, "Son of a goatless monkey," or some obscenity like that. This is so much better. So thank you all for joining us. And before we go, Skottie Talk will return in 2025. This is it for the year. We're going to take a break, enjoy Christmas, and Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to all you all. God bless. Tyler, any last words before we sign off?
It's just crazy to think we're 15 episodes in, and it's the end of the year, and this will be our last one this year. So, it's been, like you said, a blast to be a part of this and to get even more involved with the with the community and get to know, other fellow members like Coy and Ryan and stuff. So, as we say, everyone stay fresh, stay messy, keep collecting Skottie. I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday. Hopefully you get some time off, get a break, rejuvenate, come back next year. And again, I'm sure we'll have plenty more Skottie stuff that we'll be posting about and discussing come next year. So everyone have a wonderful night, and we'll catch y'all in the new year.
All right. Stay lit, everybody.
Stay lit.